recently, just as of last week, California Assemblywoman Wendy Carillo was arrested on suspicion of DUI and intends to seek necessary help and support. Fox LA reported Assemblywoman Wendy Carillo, a Los Angeles Democrat who is vying for the city council seat held by Kevin De Leon, was arrested early Friday on suspicion of driving under the influence. Carillo, 43, was taken into custody after officers went to the 6200 block of Monterey Road in Montecito Heights on a report of a traffic collision involving a motorist who had struck some parked cars, according to the Los Angeles Police Department. Then she issued the following statement. Early this morning, I was involved in a traffic incident involving parked vehicles. Thankfully, no one was harmed, and I have been cooperating with law enforcement. As a public servant, I am aware that I must adhere to the higher standard that demands personal accountability for my conduct, and I accept responsibility for my actions. I sincerely apologize to my family, constituents, colleagues, and staff for any actions of mine that have fallen short of the expectation. I intend to seek the necessary help and support. As I do so, I remain dedicated to my family, my constituents, and the community that I grew up and am proud to represent. So it doesn't say what it doesn't say what her blood alcohol was. But either way, if you're hitting parked cars, you must be pretty sloshed. That's all I got to say.
Well, you heard her excuse, right? It's on video.
She said she sneezed, right?
She sneezed.
Yeah, that's why she got in an accident. She sneezed.
She sneezed. So then the next day she releases a statement that she's going to seek the necessary support and help for sneezing?
Yeah. Well, she was trying to get out of it and play it off as if she sneezed. That must have been one hell of a sneeze if she ran into multiple parked vehicles. I mean, that's a monstrous sneeze to make you drive into multiple parked. One, maybe, I don't know, maybe you could assume one parked car is fine. Even then, I don't think a sneeze would make you hit multiple parked cars. But she lied. She got caught. Why would you even lie as well? It's going to come out. It's public knowledge. Like, it's going to come out that you got arrested for DUI. Like, why are you trying to say you sneezed and lie about it?
Because when you're so drunk that you hit multiple cars, your brain is obviously not in the right place.
Yeah.
And so you quickly come up with something stupid like I sneezed.
Right. Just as an update, Mothers Against Drunk Driving have not issued a statement about Wendy Carillo drunk driving. So keep a lookout for that.
Okay.
There's also no organization for Mothers Against Sneezing While Driving. They haven't made a statement either.
I'm gonna start one.
But this is, it's interesting. It's happened once. It's happened twice to California Democrats here recently. Dave Min also was arrested for DUI. This was back in May, and he's running for Katie Porter's seat. Isn't that like close to your neck of the woods, Katie Porter's seat?
It is. It's very close. It's right outside my district. 47th District in Orange County.
Isn't that, gosh, what's his name? I can't remember his name now. Who's running again?
Scott
for
Baugh.
That seat? Scott Baugh, yeah. He's running. Is he running for that seat again?
Yeah, he's in the lead right now.
Oh,
it's an open seat, obviously, since she's, running for Senate. Katie Porter's running for Senate. So, there's David Min and Max, whose last name I don't want to chop up, but we had him on at the convention.
Right. Yeah, Max was on.
And then I believe there might be a fourth. So far, Scott Ball's like pulling ahead, as well as has the most money.
Yeah. And if we know anything about any GOP in California, it's not about whether you're a good person. It's about whether you bring in the most money. So not mentioning any names.
Whether you're in their inner circle.
That's true as well.
That's how you'll bring money.
Just kidding. There's plenty of really good Republicans in California. It's just there's also the party apparatus loves people who bring in money. not necessarily the best candidates. Um, so if you didn't hear about Senator Dave Min, he is a state senator. He was arrested back in May. According to the Capitol Protection Section of the California Highway Patrol, Senator Min of Orange County was driving a Toyota Camry through Sacramento after 10 p.m. At 10:23, the CHP observed Min go south on 9th Street, just north of 5th Street, without headlights on. Following him, then they witnessed him go past a red light at 9th Street and Broadway before finally pulling him over at Riverside and Broadway. The officers proceeded to conduct a DUI test on Min. However, he failed and was arrested on suspicion of driving with a blood alcohol level above the legal limit of 0.08. It was later confirmed with Min that being formally charged with a DUI misdemeanor, arrested and sent to Sacramento County Jail on Wednesday morning. The center was then subsequently released. I believe I read somewhere that he was actually more than double the legal limit.
I think so. Yeah, I thought I read that. So he's like ordered to attend 30 hours of a licensed, help group, something like an AA type thing, and then probation for a few years, something like that.
I will say this: I've done a couple DUI cases. It's called a first time diversion program. So if you get arrested for a DUI the first time, they're gonna send you on this probation diverted sentence and all that stuff. So it's not uncommon. It's not like a sweetheart deal, but it's just normal that you would be on probation for like 3 years and then you have to do these classes. So he was like double the legal limit. He did not drive into any cars. He was just pulled over because he wasn't stopping at any lights. Somebody had said, one of his constituents said, quote, "I've been a Democrat forever and I voted for Porter here since she first ran for the House," said Maria, constituent in Means District, who lost her brother in a drunk driving incident several years ago. Quote, "I was even planning on voting for Min, but I just can't now. I'd rather see a Republican candidate win than him representing me. I know how they always say that it's a mistake and they're human, but those words mean nothing when you've lost someone." So
yeah,
it's what's up?
Well, you had texted me and said, I wonder what like how many people have been killed via drunk driving in California versus firearms, which I think meant Camille will find that out for me. That's how I took it. Okay.
Yes. That was put the research hat on and go figure this out.
Okay. So then I pulled up some 2022 stats, and there were 1,069 drunk driving fatalities in California in 2022, and 3,576 firearms deaths. Over half of those are suicide.
Okay.
So not to say that justifies it, but obviously, and their mass shooting, when you take away guns, they're.
Yeah, I mean, that was my first thing I thought when I see like these Democrats, especially California Democrats, who are voting for the like strictest gun laws in America, and then they get caught driving drunk. It's like you are getting behind the wheel of a car, which is itself a deadly weapon when you're drunk. And plenty of people like this constituent said that she lost a brother to drunk driving. So I mean, it's a serious thing. And so for people to be lectured about, oh, guns, this and that, if you're a lawful gun owner, we don't care, we want to take away your guns because clearly you're a menace to society. Well, clearly, two California Democrats are menaces to society because they don't know that if you drink, you shouldn't be driving. And it's not like they can't. I mean, if they're on a campaign event, they can't order an Uber or a Lyft or a taxi or something and just put it on the campaign expenditure. Like, is it that hard to think to do something like that? They can afford to go out
and drink. Can't they afford an Uber too?
Yeah, and there was this tweet of Dave Min like hours before, and it was from this lady, Laura Friedman. It says, "Always inspiring to join activists from pro-choice California. See, it just all comes full circle as they fight for hashtag reproductive justice on hashtag Gnarl CA Lobby Day. So it was a political event that he was at. And
Okay.
they have another picture of him in front of the bar, which is showing that, yep, there was alcohol and he drank. So could have been, he could have just, I guess if he's there on a campaign or official business, he could have used it. But anyway, moral of the story, why can't California Democrats drive sober? 2 in 1 year. It may not seem like a lot, but 2 is still a lot. I mean, the fact that it's happened twice already this year. I
Yeah.
mean, you would think after Dave Min gets pinched for a DUI, you think every other politician in the legislature would be like, I'm not going to risk it. I'll probably just Uber or take a taxi. So,
You would hope, but
right. So I don't, it's the year's coming up the end of the year is coming up pretty soon. So I'll be surprised if there's another California Democrat who gets arrested for DUI, but you never know. Crazier things have happened.